Good morning, everybody. Two questions, and I want to hear an answer to each of them. Isn't it great to be having AEW back in person again? It's loud enough. Isn't it great to have AEW back in person again? Second question is, isn't it great to be in Bangkok? Thank you very much. My name is Manny Jimenez. I'm the Director General of the Independent Evaluation Department of the Asian Development Bank. I was told that no one would introduce me, not because I'm famous, but because my bio is on the website. So please just read that if you want to know more about me. Thank you and welcome again. It's indeed a pleasure to address all of you, the whole evaluation community. It's great to be able to see a lot of old friends, but also this is a chance to make many new ones in our community. It was great having the virtual meetings. We were very successful in the past, but you were all so photogenic in those small icons that we saw the past 3 years. But you are so much better looking in person, so I think that's great to have you all here. I want to welcome all of you. I just want to mention a few people who I want to reach out to. First, I want to reach out to Dr. Liu Winbin. He was the president of the Asia Pacific Finance and Development Institute, or AFDI, of the PRC's Ministry of Finance. First of all, congratulations, Dr. Liu, on your appointment as president. And I'd like to thank you and AFDI, as well as the PRC's Ministry of Finance, for 8 years of partnership with ADB in producing AEW, Asian Evaluation Week, and making it the flagship event that it is today here in the region. I'd also like to recognize Ms. Jongkwan Kongsekun, Deputy Secretary General with Thailand Securities and Exchange Commission. As you will have seen on the screen, this is the first year that we are having the AEW in person, but also taking place outside of China. In this regard, I want to thank the people of Thailand for your hospitality and for being such gracious hosts. From within the Asian Development Bank, I'd like to thank Justine Diokno Sikat, who is the Executive Director for the Philippines for the ADB, as well as Vice Chair of the Development Effectiveness Committee, to which we report. So it's very important to have her here. Thank you for coming. There are also a few people who couldn't be here, some of whom may be sharing their views online. I want to mention the Honorable Dr. Andrew Lee, Australia's Minister for Competition and Charities and Treasury, and Federal Member for Fenner, who is a real champion of evaluation. And he had wanted to be here but couldn't, as well as ADB's Managing Director General, or the Chief Operating Officer, Mr. Woo Chung-um, who also couldn't be here, and Mr. Anuj Mehta, the Country Director for Thailand, whom I want to thank, along with my team, the Evaluation Knowledge and Management team, for their hard work in getting us all here and getting this organized. The theme of this year's AEW is Beyond Recovery, Evaluation for Development Effectiveness. Why beyond? The worst of COVID-19 is hopefully behind us. Now the development community must refocus on the vexing issues that challenged us already back in 2019: inclusive growth, poverty reduction, and long-term sustainability. But as we do so, we clearly cannot go back to business as usual. In the past few years, while we were making good, or before 2019, when we were seeing good progress in poverty reduction, the pandemic has made outcomes worse. In addition, progress for a global consensus on how to mitigate climate change remains sadly elusive, while the forecasts of climate change worsens. And we're facing new concerns: the return of inflation, rising food insecurity, and heightened global tensions that have made it harder to find shared solutions for cross-border concerns. The facts are pretty stark. More than 155 million people suffered from extreme poverty in developing Asia in 2022, about 68 million more than if the pandemic and cost of living increases had not occurred, according to a recent ADB report. So, for governments, international organizations, and civil society try to respond, what does it mean for us, the evaluation community in this region? AEW 2023 will reflect on these issues through the three sub-themes of the conference, and let me just briefly go through each of them. The first sub-theme is resilience. There's little doubt that disasters, whether from natural causes or from human actions, will have profound implications, especially for the most vulnerable. Sessions in this conference will discuss how evaluation can inform the design and implementation of programs to build the resilience of communities and individuals by improving livelihood, local capacity, and adopting infrastructure investments to make them more sustainable. The second sub-theme is inclusive partnerships. While global consensus on some pressing issues remain far off, the past 3 years have shown us that countries and institutions working together, rather than in isolation, can achieve much more to address the needs of the poor, the marginalized, and the most vulnerable. Several sessions will focus on this theme, referencing partnerships for joint evaluations, designing communication strategies to ensure buy-in from among all stakeholders, and adapting international norms for evaluation. We would be well advised to remember the insightful insight of Thailand's beloved King Rama IX, who said, "Unity is strength, division is weakness." The third and final sub-theme is innovation. The past 3 years have not only highlighted problems, but have also uncovered new opportunities, including new and hopefully more efficient ways of working and major technological advances. We are more easily connected than ever before. Sessions will discuss how we can take advantage of the technological leaps and new practices that have occurred to make our work better and more effective. Also, what have we learned from having had to be more nimble as evaluators to react to a much faster changing policy and programming environment? Many of us have had to build in contingencies for what we've called real-time evaluations and other approaches to ensure a quick and effective response when the next crisis will inevitably hit. Ladies and gentlemen, colleagues, I believe that the organizers have put together a wonderful agenda that will advance the evaluation framework in Asia. I encourage you to take advantage of as many of the sessions as you can. I know Bangkok is very attractive, but believe me, the night markets will be there after the sessions end. Also, as with many conferences, many of the gains take place outside of the formal sessions. Use the time to network, make new friends, and expand our community of evaluators. Most of all, enjoy the next 4 days. Kompon Kap, thank you very much, and please join me in fruitful discussions for the future. Let me now ask 3 colleagues to come and address us. First, President Liu of AFDI to make his welcoming remarks to all of you. Ms. Jom Kun from Thailand, and then Sonia will also, Chan Sandu, my colleague, will lead us through the rest of the day. So President Liu, please.
好，谢谢曼丽局长。我是上海国家会计学院，也是亚太财经发展学院的院长罗文斌。下面由我代表中华人民共和国财政部周忠敏副部长宣读开幕致辞。 尊敬的各位嘉宾、女士们、先生们，大家上午好。由中华人民共和国财政部与亚洲开发银行主办，亚洲开发银行独立评价局与上海国家会计学院亚太财经与发展学院联合承办的2023年亚洲评价周的活动现在正式开幕。首先，我谨代表中华人民共和国财政部，向本届活动的顺利举办表示诚挚的祝贺，向来自世界各地的参会的专家和代表们表示热烈的欢迎，向世界银行、经济合作与发展组织、亚洲基础设施投资银行、新开发银行、欧洲复兴开发银行、联合国有关机构等多个国际组织、区域内的各国政府、学术机构等对本次活动的大力支持，以及亚洲开发银行的独立评价局等各相关部门和机构所做的周到的安排，表示衷心的感谢。2016年以来，为了更好地促进区域评价能力建设和知识的交流，中国财政部和亚洲开发银行联合发起了亚洲评价周系列年度活动。迄今为止，活动已经成功地举办了7届。7年来，亚洲评价周始终秉持打造亚洲地区乃至全世界一流的绩效评价领域的能力建设和交流的沟通平台这一初衷，积极展示区域内各经济体的绩效评价工作的优秀成果和重要的进展，促进各方的知识与实践经验的分享。作为区域内绩效评价能力建设的一项盛事，在各方的鼎力支持下，亚洲评价周持续优化活动形式，改进活动议程，加强研究成果的储备，参会人员屡创新高，获得了各界的广泛的认可和好评。这一方面说明了绩效评价作为公共管理及变革的核心工具受到了越来越多的关注，另一方面也侧面反映出国际社会对绩效评价能力建设活动需求的迫切性。今年亚洲评价周的活动首次走出中国，来到了美丽的泰国举办，体现了更强的区域性和国际性。女士们、先生们，中国政府高度重视并不断地完善预算的绩效管理工作。习近平主席强调，要加快建立现代财政制度，建立全面、规范、透明、标准、科学、约束有力的预算制度，实施全面的绩效管理。2018年9月，中国政府印发了关于全面实施预算绩效管理的意见，全面实施以结果为导向的预算绩效管理模式。近年来，中国财政部不断地强化顶层设计，推动预算绩效管理提质增效。至于中国特色的预算管理体系已经初步形成，绩效评价作为其中的重要环节，也不断地完善，并得到了国际社会的高度关注。我们也非常希望借此机会与在座的各位同行交流，取长补短，更加科学合理地使用绩效评价这一公共管理的工具，为不确定性的世界经济增加确定性，以更好地实现本届亚洲评价周的主题“超越复苏，评价提升发展成效”这一目标。当前，世界百年未有之大变局加速演进，世界之变、时代之变、历史之变，正以前所未有的速度、前所未有的方式展开。受多种因素的影响，全球经济复苏乏力，但与此同时，产业数字化、智能化、绿色化的转型不断加速，新技术、新业态、新模式层出不穷，为推动经济全球化、恢复全球经济活力、增强世界经济发展的韧性注入了强大的动力。面对新的发展的环境，应对新的发展的命题，包括绩效评价在内的整个绩效管理的理念、工具和方法，应当顺应形势的变化，而不断地与时俱进。为此，我提出以下3点倡议：第一， 重视评价，积极推进公共治理改革。面临当前新的发展的形势，亚洲地区的许多国家都面临着财政资源的短缺与公共需求不断增长的难题与挑战。政府在使用公共财政资金发展社会公共事业的过程中，应最大程度地提高资金的使用效益，确保公共资金的真正能够增加社会公众的福祉。因此，对于公共资金的使用，需要建立行政问责制来规范政府的行为。绩效评价工作的开展，不仅提高了公共支出的透明度，提高了社会公众对政府的信任，也为精准问责提供了重要的依据。鉴于此，我们需要共同努力，进一步地提升国际社会对绩效评价工作的重视程度，为优化公共资源的配置、节约公共支出的成本服务，积极推进公共治理改革，实现国家治理体系和治理能力的现代化。第二，善用新技术，不断提升评价工作的效率和质量。绩效评价作为一种新兴的公共管理工具，本身就呈现出内容不断更新、范围不断拓展的特点。当前数字化时代的到来，使得信息和资源的流动更加便利。云计算、区块链、人工智能等新技术能够帮助我们在海量的数据中快速地获得有价值的信息。这些新型技术的发展，无疑可以为评价工作提供重要的技术变革、技术支持，大大提高绩效评价工作的效率。在这个科技快速进步的时代，需要我们一起携手，积极推动新技术的引入，共同加强新技术的应用的研究，促进评价工作走出高质量发展的新路。第三，加强合作，持续促进能力建设和知识交流。资源的稀缺和人们美好生活需求之间的矛盾，决定了通过绩效评价不断地改进管理、提高绩效的必要性。提升资源的使用效率，为政府部门科学决策提供依据等工作的开展，都将高度地依赖评价界提供优质的服务。因此，一方面，我们要共同探索构建规范统一的绩效评价能力建设框架，为开展高质量的能力建设活动、提升评价从业人员的专业素质奠定基础。另一方面，要积极开展各类能力建设和知识交流活动，持续搭建好绩效评价周这一高效的沟通平台，推动评价领域的交流学习，为实现评价提升发展成效贡献应有的力量。女士们、先生们，未来是美好的，未来也充满了挑战。与过去的10年相比，现在的亚洲乃至整个国际社会已经有了更坚实地推进评价工作的基础。我们所要做的是更加积极努力，通过创新合作来应对挑战，开创更美好的未来。希望通过本次活动，大家能够相互学习、相互借鉴，共谋绩效评价发展之路，共绘绩效管理事业的壮丽画卷。让我们携起手来，为促进亚洲乃至全世界的繁荣与发展，为共同推进构建人类命运共同体而不懈努力。最后，预祝本次活动取得圆满成功。谢谢大家。
So good morning, everyone. I am Justine Dioknosikat. I am from the ADB. I'm the Executive Director for the Philippines, and I represent 6 other countries, and I'm also the Vice Chairman for the Development Effectiveness Committee. But apart from that, I'm also a policy researcher. I do work on public financial management. So I'd like to thank Manny Jimenez for inviting me here, and Dr. Wenbin Liu, thank you so much. Very inspiring words, especially with coming up with a standardized evaluation framework. So thank you so much. So good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I am very pleased to join my colleagues in warmly welcoming all of you to this year's Evaluation Week. And I'm excited to see many participants from around the world at this important event. As a member of ADB's Board of Directors, I take very seriously the responsibility of representing the challenges and achievements of ADB to developing member countries in the Asia and the Pacific region. In addition to my work on the board, I also serve as Vice Chair for ADB's Development Effectiveness Committee. In this role, I and my fellow committee members focus quite sharply on evaluation programs and results. We keep the board members informed as to how well ADB's programs and activities are achieving their intended objectives and how efficiently we're using our resources. In this regard, we rely heavily on the work of ADB's Independent Evaluation Department, led by Mr. Jimenez. It is critical that the department's reports be of the highest quality and that they are influential, both within ADB and with the evaluation community here. I am pleased to note that the department last year conducted a study on how independent evaluations can and do improve ADB's development effectiveness. Speaking on behalf of the board, I want to emphasize how pleased we are that the department is engaging directly with our developing member countries through knowledge-sharing platforms such as the Asian Evaluation Week, or AEW. In this regard, I want to thank the People's Republic of China for its hard work in hosting this event and for its partnership in the development of the region. I also heartily thank the government and the people of Thailand for their support. On the topic of knowledge, I'm sure you know that ADB strives to be a premier knowledge organization in the region's development. Creating and sharing knowledge is integral to its work. It helps ADB stay ahead of the curve, to understand and respond quickly to rapid changes and the emergence of new development challenges. Knowledge is, in fact, one of our 3 pillars under which ADB adds value to the region, the others being finance and partnerships. Under Strategy 2030, ADB is committed to fortify its knowledge services through strengthening its role as a knowledge provider, working closely with developing member countries to produce the most relevant knowledge products and services, proactively engaging in research, providing high-quality policy advice, and strengthening capacity in its developing member countries, and promoting knowledge generation and sharing across the organization and across the region. As part of its Knowledge Management Action Plan for 2021 to 2025, ADB is committed to, among others, tackling constraints on effective knowledge management. These constraints can be related to people and culture, processes and systems, or relationships both within and outside the organization. With the action plan in progress, I believe we will see an increasingly stronger knowledge and learning culture from which we will all benefit. Let me close by thanking, first of all, the organizers of this event, AFDI, ADB's AED, the entire team. Thank you so much. We also thank all of the participants in this AEW, and I look forward to learning from all of you in the coming days and to some vibrant discussions on the challenges ahead. Thank you.
It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you, Manny, for setting the context for the next couple of days. And I'm Sonia, on behalf of ID, led by DG Manny and Deputy Director General Sona Shrestha and the AEW team. I'm welcoming you here, launching the 8th Asian Evaluation Week. This year, the event brings together more than 200 participants from across the world, including government officials from our member countries. After 3 years of welcoming you online, it's an absolute delight to see you in person. Over the next few days, we will collectively explore the road beyond recovery in the context of evaluation for development effectiveness. Panelists will deliberate over questions like, how can evaluations ensure that no one is left behind, that resources are well allocated, that SDGs are met, that livelihoods are improved? Can accountability and good governance speed up post-COVID economic recovery? As we move beyond recovery, what can multilateral development banks do better? Will MDBs working together lead to systemic improvements in country systems? Can artificial intelligence enhance evaluation efficiency? As an outcome of these discussions, we do hope to generate solutions and newer questions. We hope that AEW 2023 serves as a platform for discovery, for harnessing the power of diverse perspectives, and spotlight opportunities for transformation. We do hope this is an opportunity for you to, most importantly, rekindle networks and friendships. So, wear your thinking caps, get away from work, and allow yourself to be immersed in deliberations for actionable solutions for a safe and livable world. This AEW 2023 could, we hope, script a story of recharge and resilience that we could proudly take home to our children. Once again, our heartfelt welcome to each one of you, and we really wish you a very memorable stay. Now, it's my pleasure to invite Madam Jongkwan Kongsakum, Deputy Secretary General, Securities and Exchange Commission, Thailand, for her address. Thank you, Madam.
Mr. Ruben Bin, President of Asia Pacific Finance and Development Institute, Ministry of Finance of the People's Republic of China. Ms. Charlotte Justine Diognoscicat, Executive Director and Vice Chair of Development Effectiveness Committee, ADB. Mr. Emmanuel Jimenez, Director General, Independent Evaluation Department, ADB. And Ms. Sorna Trestar, Deputy Director General, ADB. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the SEC Thailand, let me start by congratulating the ADB for organizing the ASEAN Evaluation Week, which for the past 8 years has been strengthening evaluation capacities, not just in Asia-Pacific region, but also globally. For participants from abroad, I would like to take this opportunity to welcome you all to Thailand. And the theme of this year, Beyond Recovery, Evaluation for Development Effectiveness, is extremely relevant to current situation where the COVID-19 crisis is behind us and ahead of us lies a daunting challenge. So we must refocus our energies on our common issues, which are being overused by some at the expense of others. As a capital market regulator, I would like to take this opportunity to emphasize the capital market's role in promoting sustainability and resilience, inclusive partnership, and innovative in evaluation to stimulate the green and inclusive recovery after the pandemic. I would like to share a little bit about the current state of sustainability themed bonds in Thailand. As of August 2023, the sustainability themed bonds outstanding in Thailand reached $19.2 billion. This is a very remarkable number, but only contributes less than 4% of the total bonds outstanding. So it represents significant opportunities as well as homework for us as we continue to develop this market in Thailand. Independent evaluation is critical to catalyzing market development because we must ensure that the issuer commit to the use of proceeds as stated on the framework and regularly report measurable, credible, and verifiable impact indicator, especially for the SLB, the Sustainability Linked Bond. And as a part of the sustainable finance ecosystem, we value ADB contributions to develop the Thailand first and only local green bond verifier approved by the CBI. This effort may not only help to develop local talent, but will also allow the country to adopt international practice while adapting to the local context to support our sustainable bond market development. Moreover, to strengthen impact evaluation and enhance interoperability and comparability, the SEC is streamlining sustainability disclosures to assist evaluators, investors, and external viewers in assessing the sustainability strategies of the listed companies. We highly value sustainability disclosure and support the adoption of the ISSB standards as a global baseline. The SEC values our collaboration with the ADB, which resulted in a number of significant achievements in Thailand. In year 2020, we have seen the ASEAN's first sovereign sustainability bond in Thailand, as well as several issuance from state-owned enterprise supported by the ADB. And ADB Assistance has catalyzed more than $2 billion in sustainability bond issuance and more than $12 billion in total since year 2020. And some of our issuers, they have been able to issue, subsequent bonds on their own. Going forward, we will explore other financial instruments such as the transition bond and continue to encourage issuers from various sectors to issue the SLB, the Sustainability Linked Bond, because we believe that there will be the potential to be a game changer in Thailand in terms of speeding up the country's transition to the net zero emission. Independent review will also play a critical role in enhancing creditability of transition finance, particularly for our hard-to-abate sector. And last year, Thailand, we have launched the open data platform to improve the market transparency by allowing independent evaluators and also the researchers to utilize the public available capital market data to conduct their research. We have also introduced the SEC Capital Market Regional Seminar to gather new ideas and inputs from various stakeholders across the country on the topic such as the sustainable finance and effectiveness of digital transformation, regulatory reform, and etc. And to conclude, I would like to emphasize the importance of collaboration with relevant stakeholders, including the development partners like the ADB, capital market participants, real sector issuers, think tanks, and academia. As a regulator, we will continue to promote market transparency and the timely dissemination of capital market data, which will help to strengthen evaluation capacities and lay the groundwork for mutual accountability and collaboration. I wish you a fruitful discussion. I look forward to learning not only from our speakers, but also from all participants. Thank you very much.